It never fails, man. As soon as I mention something and how likely it seems to be, then the very next day, then something actually happens. The Detroit Lions have decided to start James Houston 21-day window. According to Ari Miroff here, it says more help for Detroit. The Lions have designated pass rusher James Houston to return from IR. Houston has not played since week 2 due to a fractured ankle. He had 8 sacks in 7 games last season as a rookie. Now, again, I just made a video about this yesterday, and it seems like for 6 weeks now, we've been waiting to hear something for James Houston as to when he could return. And just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, Dan Campbell did not seem like he was this certain as to when they were going to start him. So I wonder why this is. And I'm starting to wonder, does this have anything to do with the last elevation of Bruce Irvin? Because after one more elevation, the Detroit Lions have to make a decision for Bruce Irvin. And I think that elevation is going to be on Saturday against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if they started James Houston 21-day window, they don't have to wait 21 days. They just have to make a decision within 21 days. So 21 days from right now will put us right before the first playoff game. You've got the 4th, the 11th, and then the 18th. So our playoffs will be over. So if they elevated him today, that means that he's going to play very soon. I don't think we see him for Dallas. There is a chance that we can see C.J. Gardner-Johnson for Dallas. We'll know more about that probably today or tomorrow. But James Houston has to be back. The 21 days from today is the 18th of January. And unless we are in the divisional round of the playoffs, our season could be over. So that means that he is going to play. My guess is Minnesota. Now, my thing is this. Where did this certainty come from? Like I said, just yesterday, we heard, okay, so about a month ago, we heard James Houston say he hopes to be back for the playoffs. Then a couple weeks ago, we heard Dan Campbell with all this uncertainty. I think he could probably, maybe, perhaps, right? So now we come with yesterday, and there was like still a bunch of uncertainty. And then I didn't hear him say anything in a press conference. But again, you can't hear the questions. You have to really kind of decide what's being said from Dan Campbell's responses. But all of a sudden, we are activating James Houston, who is going to be playing very, very soon. And listen, I'll just say this. I hate to be this guy. I'm excited that we get some help. I really am. That's about it. That's about it with James Houston. How effective will he be? I mean, but then again, Bruce Irvin comes in and gets a sack immediately, so maybe James Houston will do the same thing. I will say that I am excited. I'm excited to see James. I'll put it out there. I won't rain on everybody's parade today, but we're at the point where we need all the help we can get. Now, I would hate to lose Bruce Irvin. I really would. Why go down a person? If we're going to go down a person, take somebody else out, like Julian or Charles Harris. I mean, these guys are doing nothing for the Detroit Lions. So, again, we have to make a decision. We let Quinton Bohanna get poached off the practice squad. What are we going to do with Bruce Irvin? I would really love if we elevate him to the active roster. But then again, now we have to create another spot for C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming very soon, right? And we have to create something for James Houston. So that would be 3 spots that we need to create for these 3 individuals. So anyway, James Houston, man, on his way back, 21-day window open today. We don't even have 21 days remaining in our season. That's including the last games, because you got to remember 2 games are going to happen in 6 days. And then the very next week, unless the Lions get the 1 seed, we will be playing in the playoffs, the wild card round. So in 2 weeks, literally from this weekend, the Detroit Lions, we could be on to the offseason, or we could be going to the divisional round. So I expect James to play Minnesota. I don't think there's any way he plays at Dallas. I think we see C.J. Gardner-Johnson perhaps, but I would say Minnesota and definitely whatever playoff game. I think they want to get him going before the playoffs. So I think we see him for Minnesota. He's had to be ready for some time now. He's had to be ready. I mean, you're talking about a 4 to 6 weeks or 8-week injury tops, right? No joint. They said it was the ankle, but I thought it was like the fibia broken. So I don't know. I thought it was, because a joint takes a little longer. You got calcium build up and all that stuff, man. So It's, like I said, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the kid have, because we didn't really get anything. We had zero sample size, really. We had the Kansas City Chiefs game. Then he went out. He wasn't very effective in those 2 games, but we didn't really get a chance to see what he could do this year. So, you know how I feel about James Houston. I don't really think he's a difference maker, game changer, but that's just me. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited to see James Houston return? You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. Trying to make a push to 17,000, and we have about 96 hours or so to do that. So if you have watched this content before, consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. Take care of you.